Uh, Good evening, everyone. A warm welcome to the evening filled with learnings. Yeah. Before I start, I would want to introduce the two experts from the field. Uh, First, I think before that, before I start talking about our experts, let me just set the context for the evening. It was not that difficult a topic for us to choose how to boost performance or performance marketing. Something very similar happened to me when I started getting deeper into performance marketing. I realized that getting performance marketing to performance, it's really a tough job. During my journey of learning performance marketing, I interacted with these two experts, Ankit and Vishal. Welcome, Ankit. Welcome, Vishal.
Thank you, Rahul.
Thank you. Thank you, Rahul. Welcome, everyone.
So Ankit is the founder of Guava. Guava is a performance marketing agency that helps e-commerce and B2B brands to get more sales and leads. He has an experience of more than 15 years spanning across multiple agencies before he started with his own venture called as Guava. He has worked extensively with clients like Hindustan Lever, Procter& Gamble, Tata Motors, ICICI Bank, Jet Airways, Reliance, and many, many more. Ankit and his team at Guava are masters in conversion-centric marketing. They do this by combining data insights with creativity and content to create compelling experiences that convert visitors into customers. There's a lot of difference. You'll understand what is the difference between these final words as we go ahead with the session. Now, let me speak about Vishal Rewadi. Vishal Rewadi is CEO of OptiBlack. Vishal is a digital product growth expert and has worked with likes of Housing, Deloitte, McKinsey, and he has worked on 25 plus strategic projects and created an impact for more than $300 million. He currently runs firm OptiBlack. They are experts in designing, building, and optimizing digital products. His firm creates websites, mobile apps, SaaS, and e-commerce solutions for ambitious business organizations investing in growth and digital transformation. They do that by finding a sweet spot between business need and the customer demand, fusing insight, creativity, and technology to build products that create value. They are trusted to deliver by some of the world's best known brands. So they are the experts for the evening. Just to give the brief introduction about myself, I am Rahul Karwa. I work with Shipyaari. I work in capacity of Chief Transformation Officer at Shipyaari. Yaari Academy is our initiative that we took up primarily to ensure that as an enabling brand, we add value to our consumers, not only in terms of logistics, but also go far beyond logistics and offer learnings about the various aspects of business that would help our audience perform better in their business. That's where it is. Okay. Without taking away more time, should I start, Ankit and Vishal?
Yep, let's go.
All yours.
Awesome. So, as the topic said, how do we make performance marketing perform better? Yeah, there are lots of myths around performance marketing. Performance marketing as a term, it's slightly recent, but actually, if you see it, the origin of performance marketing is as old as digital marketing goes back. Okay, sometimes in 1990s, Bill Gates had said that content is king, right? Actually, content is king, and it's primarily the job of performance marketing to ensure that your content works hard. All the mediums which are available, all the media choices which are available for you as marketers, it should work hard for you to deliver your marketing objectives. These are the three broad things that we are going to cover in the evening today. One is Vishal and Ankit are going to help me in busting a few myths which hamper the growth of organizations because they don't understand how to use performance marketing to the best of their ability. We'll conclude with key watchouts, and then we'll leave the session open for question and answers. Yeah. What we have tried doing is we tried bucketing these myths into four broad buckets. Essentially, as the name suggests, one is cardinal myth. As the name suggests, that if you go wrong here, definitely you are not going to achieve what you expect your marketing to deliver. Okay. Then there is something called as conceptual myths, which is basic fundamentals. While we tried ensuring that this session should not become a theoretical, boring academic session, it would have a lot of practical value for you guys. But still, it's very, very critical that we ensure that conceptually we clear off a few myths. Okay. Performance marketing is all about ensuring that you do right targeting and get the returns out of every single dollar that you invest in your marketing. Okay. And when you're doing these things, there are more than often there are times when you have a lot of dilemma. Should I do this or should I do that? So we are trying to call them this and that, this or that myths. So these are the four categories. Under each category, we have put down the questions which hopefully should be very relevant for the audience who is attending this session. I'll start with cardinal myths. My first question, Ankit, my first question is to you. Can you see the question on the slide, Ankit?
Yes, Rahul, I can.
We are also into a business, and many a times, fortunately or unfortunately, we end up getting a lot of negative reviews on digital platform. Okay, the first reaction of every business owner is that negative reviews are really bad for business. I would rather not have my digital presence at all. Fact of the matter is, if you see all the learnings about how you can improve, they come from negative reviews, right? Your views on that?
Absolutely. No, absolutely right about it, Rahul. It's 2022, almost 2023. Not having a digital presence is out of question now. When you put your brand, when you put your message across to people, they will have some key points of discussion there. Some of them might be negative, but as you said, we actually go through the negative reviews to figure out wherever that we are lacking in terms of service, in terms of branding, in terms of messaging, in terms of product, in terms of feature, everything at all. It's a big opportunity here. Even if you go to the best of products on Amazon and you look at the rating, so the average rating is 4.5, but which actually means there are some single star reviews also. And you actually have to go through those single star reviews to find opportunities to improve your business. Because, I mean, when I joined digital, it was 2007 and internet penetration in India was 2000, I think 9% back then. WhatsApp was there, but not that popular. I was working in digital marketing and we were working on Orkut. And you remember Orkut, right? That the first social media platform back then.
Yeah, so, just that it is going to make me look very old, but yeah, I know Orkut.
So and now actually we 50%, 55%, I think, is the population which is on internet in India. So everybody is on internet. Everybody can be reached out through the internet, and not having a digital presence is not a reason at all. And bad reviews are actually a very small part of that. And there are ways to actually tackle that, ORM and all that. So yeah, I think everybody needs to have a digital presence now.
Vishal, any views on this? About negative reviews are bad for business?
So it's a very myopic view if you only look for like negative reviews, because every entrepreneur who has like started his business, they knows like they have faced the most negativity in their circles when they were just starting their business altogether. So it's they are a way. Negative reviews are actually a way where people are saying, we care about this thing. Can you fix this problem and help us? So if you put negative reviews as the point, like it's negative, it's very bad, I think it is an opportunity. Just win that customer and ask them to put a positive review on that, and then suddenly you have a case study. Like, we won that customer.
Absolutely.
Suddenly everyone is like, okay, let's this guy knows how to turn around. So if you have negative reviews right now on your app store, on your Facebook post, just see whom you can win back and then ask them to like convert that comment. So that's it. I mean, you can do it over the weekend and get some more case studies right away. Yeah.
In fact, I don't need to do anything over the weekend. Around a month and a half back, actually, it happened that one of our clients wrote a nasty message on LinkedIn, and there was a kind of chaos in office that how can someone write such a nasty review on LinkedIn? And in less than 6 hours, when we turned it around, the client called us that you want us to take down the review or you want us to write a positive review. We just left it to them. And honestly, you're right. It just works like that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
We'll move to the next question.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. A big myth, especially because India as a country is almost like the belly of the business lies with the SMEs, right? Small and medium entrepreneurs. Digital marketing is only for big businesses. I think a big myth to start your journey. Ankit, your views?
Absolutely, Rahul. I mean, it's actually the other way around. Digital marketing is specifically for small businesses to start with. You can start with marketing as small as 50 rupees a day, if we talk about media spends and all that, and take it up from there. You have the ability to reach out to people that you were not able to do before. You have a small brand and you are selling probably 500 pieces a month, and you want to reach out to only those 10,000 people who want to see your ad. How do you do that using offline marketing? Very hard to do. Through digital, you can do that. So laser focusing of targeting, reaching out to just the right kind of audience, and not spending a lot of money on the kind of audience that you know will not convert are some of the things which actually makes digital marketing a perfect fit for the smaller businesses rather than the bigger businesses. In fact, when digital marketing started up, the smaller businesses were the first ones to pick it up and start experimenting with it. I mean, of course, once it became too big, then everybody started paying attention to that. And as I said, in the beginning of my career, when not a lot of brands were there, the smaller brands who were trying and testing with social media marketing, with even mobile marketing in terms of SMS and all that. And digital was just a small component of the big budget of the big brands who were saying, let's put like 5%, 7% of the budget in digital because it's a new thing, we don't understand this. And now, of course, it's as much as like 50%, 60% of some of the brands. But I think the smaller brands have a real opportunity to use digital and market in a way that was impossible to do before the advent of digital.
Absolutely, because I think that when you have smaller money to spend, you want money to work harder for you. And I think digital marketing, especially with performance marketing, it can make your efforts much more pointed.
Absolutely,
you're right. Yeah. Another very common statement that we keep hearing is, would performance marketing get me instant results? Any views, Vishal, Ankit?
So I think someday and sometimes it will. We do that. And sometimes the campaign runs immediately. And immediately you start seeing leads. You call them and they are all good leads. Sometimes when we have a lot of e-commerce brands. Sometimes we are running e-commerce and on day one, you start seeing the sales coming in. But more often than not, it will take a time when you start figuring out what is the kind of audience that kind of resonates with my kind of product and my kind of messaging. And whatever you have learned before you came on digital marketing doesn't apply. So you had a product that you were selling offline and you have a profile of a customer in mind. It's not complete. Only once you come to digital and you start experimenting with different kind of not only audiences, but different kind of messaging, different type of creatives, then you start understanding what is kind of resonating with what. So it will take some time. But yeah, you might actually get lucky in week one, maybe even on day one, you'll start seeing some results. But more often than not, you'll have to wait like a month, 2 months to get the process in place and start seeing some results coming.
Also, you think it's more about what are the goals that you are chasing? Because not all the goals are achievable immediately, right?
Yeah.
There are few goals that you can achieve immediately. So I think it's also the very critical part of performance marketing is how to define your goals so that everything that you do, it should be single with a singular focus that I want to achieve this, right?
That's a very important point that you have said, Rahul. And Google and Facebook, the two bigger platforms, they are both huge machine learning algorithms now. And what it means is that if you give them data back, then they actually can analyze it and tell you these are the people who, based on your data, these are the people who are more likely to convert. Now, here's an interesting thing what you said. There is different conversion window. Essentially, this is what you're saying for different kind of products. So someone who's selling maybe a shoe, they might be able to sell someone in 1 day to 3 days. Person will look at it, click on it and buy. Whereas someone who's selling a B2B product, the sales cycle might vary from few weeks to a few months, right? Now, what happens is that in Google, in Facebook, we try to go and make this attribution window bigger. We can actually tell Facebook, actually tell Google that, listen, this is a product and this is the final result that I'm looking for, which is the purchase. And for that, my conversion window is 30 days or 90 days. So I will upload the data 90 days later, and you actually optimize the campaign according to that. So if you have a product which has a longer conversion window, make sure you make these changes. And as you said, Rahul, make sure you understand that first of all, and then you make these changes. And if you actually kind of give the right kind of changes, right kind of settings, right kind of data, right kind of signals to the algorithm of Facebook and Google, then they can actually work very well for you. But yes, very important to learn what your conversion window is in the real business, in the offline world. and then kind of reflect it back in online.
Very crystal clear explanation, Ankit. Got the point. Actually, our neighborhood grocery shops, they used to do exactly the same thing. They used to understand the consumer, and based on that thing only, they used to ensure that their sales pitch is tailor-made, right?
Absolutely.
And there's nothing too different that these digital giants like Facebook and Google do. It's just that the scale at which they're operating, it's very prohibitive and overwhelming at times.
Yep.
I think it's more about accepting the fact that it's a different paradigm that we are talking about.
Sure.
So my next question is to, I would want Vishal to take the first take on that. Vishal, more traffic is equal to more money.
Yeah, if you can convert. So yeah, more traffic is equal to more money, but I would like to append to that if you can convert and have a conversion on it. So majority of the brands that we see, they don't have a traffic problem. I mean, you can get traffic instantly from what has done, what Facebook and Google have done. You can get traffic instantly. So they have a conversion problem, and that is a bigger problem to fix rather than more traffic is equal to like more money. Obviously, this statement holds true, but with the addition, like if you can convert that. So then it's a matter of like putting 100 rupees in and getting 1,000 rupees out. So that's what you are doing constantly, and then it's like a machine that keeps on running on its own, and you just keep on optimizing it as and when you go. So yeah, over back to you, Rahul, Ankit. Yeah.
Ankit, any thoughts on this?
100% agree with Vishal here. And so, I'm pretty sure a lot of e-com business owners are watching this webinar. And one of the numbers that they track very, very regularly is ROAS, return on ad spend, which is there in Facebook dashboard. But that number is not being reported very correctly. The second number that they should be kind of looking at very closely is the conversion rate. If 100 people come, how many people end up buying for e-com brand owners? Okay. And this number should be anywhere from 0.7 to 2. So 2 is a huge number gap, right? So some of our brands, they convert as 0.7%, 0.8%. Some are converting 1.5%, 1.5%. And the difference is actually double. You can actually, from 10 lakh rupees, instantly jump to 20 lakh rupees if you can fix the conversion problem. So what Vishal said actually kind of sums it up very well. Yes, you need more traffic, and yes, more traffic means more money if you can convert the traffic at the same rate that you were converting before. We actually at Guava, we have a kind of a department called the conversion architecture department, which actually looks at the landing pages and the conversion rates of the landing pages, and then go back into what copy can we write, what elements can we use, what graphic design can we use to make sure it converts better. And then we have this whole A/B testing process where we figure out which page is converting better, which page is not converting better. Once we have the right kind of page, then of course you open the tab for more traffic, because then it actually literally means more traffic, more money. But the conversion has to be fixed about.
Makes sense. Completely makes sense. Absolutely. That brings us to the end of the first section, which was the cardinal myths. We move to the next section.
Sure.
Here, the objective is more to clear the myths at a very, very conceptual level, where while people are immersed in these fields, this field of marketing, performance marketing, but there are some conceptual issues. That's why they are not able to either not get the results, or they don't have a clarity about whether the result that they're getting is the right result or not. Yeah, we start.
Yeah. Sure.
Performance marketing and brand marketing are separate strategies. Ankit, I have heard you multiple times talking about this. Would really love to hear you at length.
So this is one of the things that we spend a lot of our time understanding, performance marketing. And the natural question is, if performance marketing is new, what's the other form of marketing? The other form of marketing is obviously brand marketing. What we have figured out is the very cliche answer is they both work in hand. But let me explain this. Performance marketing, again, I'm trying to take the example of e-com brand owners. What works in performance marketing for e-com brand owners is that instantly they can run an ad and see the revenue coming in. Now, what's the role that brand plays there? So I'll give you an example. I was approached by a brand owner, and he was a business owner, and he was doing something that we couldn't help him in. He was actually running a store which was running, first copy shoes of Nike, etc., etc. Now, essentially, this is illegal, right? So we said no. But I got a peek into his store. Now, let me again give you some examples. If you are a brand owner in India, if you're running performance marketing, mostly you're seeing anywhere from 2.5x to 4x return on ad spend. You spend 1 lakh rupees, you get at max 4 lakh rupees. This guy was getting around 22 lakh rupees, 1 lakh and 22 lakh. The reason is because he was using the name of Nike, right? Even if it was a counterfeit product. So this is what brand marketing does to you, okay? And you can just imagine what if the return on ad spend for Nike itself, the original Nike, when even the counterfeit is giving you this much. I think brand can give you a huge multiplier in whatever you're doing in terms of marketing. So performance marketing, keep on doing it, but brand marketing is something that will over months, over year, give you a huge multiplier in terms of return on your marketing. And that is how you should look at it. Yes, these are different strategies, but towards the same big objective. And they're very related to each other. Brand marketing and performance marketer can fit with each other. In fact, after doing a lot of performance marketing, I have a newfound respect for brand marketers and brand marketing. I mean, what can they bring to the table? When I'm stuck at like 3x return on ad spend, brand marketing can take it to 4x and 5x. But it's like years worth of effort and years worth of bringing the brand equity. So yeah, Rahul, this is what I think.
Correct. Vishal, you want to add something to this?
Oh, yeah, I would have asked Ankit to like how should one start with the brand marketing, but that would derail the entire conversation. But so if we see the reason why it takes to like 4x 5x or whatever he was saying is because brand gives you a way to connect something that and in the times when people are getting products which they don't like at their home, or counterfeit products, or like Amazon photo showed something else and they got something else in this world. If you stand out as a brand like who delivers on the product promise and who delivers on that promise, you are obviously going to see that result in the performance marketing. So you can look at it as separate thing, but at the end they are helping you in getting the foot in the door and getting the clicks done. So brand is a way we look at as a trust building, like build that trust, and then you get inside, and then you are able to make friends for life in that sense. So and that's who we know, because nowadays what has happened is like if you see people are now much more focused on what's your personal brand, what's your story brand, where do you come from, what's your story behind this. Like even if you like, we have seen people living corporate jobs and going to the roots and staying in villages and creating those brands, local brands from there. But there's a story behind that, like why are they doing it? There was something that happened, and that is how they connect with people on the ground, and because others have also faced the same, they are able to have that connection, and people become proponents. Hey, this guy is doing this thing, take his product and do it. So that's brand marketing 101, and then performance marketing along with that is just a way to give them a buy button and they can click on it. So yeah.
Nice. Thanks, Vishal. Thanks for the answer, Vishal. I think brand marketing, performance marketing, while obviously they are two separate entities in terms of the way they are managed. Brand marketing is more towards the narrative that the brand has, and performance is more about how you want your story to get delivered or distributed, right? To ensure that conversions happen. One is about telling your story, and second is telling it to the right people so that you get the right results, right?
Yeah.
So while yes, they are separate, but ultimately they have to work hand in hand to ensure that you get the right results. Yeah.
Right. I would just like to add one thing. I saw one performance marketer. He used to, like, before he used to give that performance marketing running ads, he used to run brand videos, and then used to like target them and understand like whoever saw my brand videos, I give them the performance marketing. So he got better conversions onto that. So he used to run that videos first and then help them convert, because brand helped that correlation, and then they were able to do that. So that was a good learning that we got from that exercise when we did that exercise all together. Yeah.
This reminded me of very interesting definition of brand that a brand is the reason why a consumer chooses one product over the other products, right?
Absolutely.
So this is exactly what you explained. Yeah.
Yeah.
We move to the next question.
Sure.
Google paid ads always generate leads. Here, always is the operating word, Ankit.
They're supposed to generate leads. The search ads, at least. So Google also have a lot of different kind of ads. When people are talking about Google ads, they are primarily talking about Google search ads. But if you again are e-commerce brand owners, then you'll not necessarily go with search ads. You'll go with shopping ads and now performance max ads for e-commerce and all that. Google can take its own sweet time to convert. Google works on a very different model than Facebook, at least the search model and all that. So for week one, you will be able to actually target the number of leads that you are kind of looking forward. But I think on a longer term basis, you have to figure out what's the cost per lead that you're trying to get, and are you trying to convert them in a 30-day period or 50-day period and all that. So Rahul, I think there is another concept that we introduced here, and I think we had a chat about it. At Goa, we have introduced a concept called right fit lead, which
RFL.
is RFL, which is not just lead, but once your team calls the lead, then what happens after that? So yes, you will get a form fill, but are you getting a right fit lead? So the answer is that Google paid ads, like any other paid ads, should be able to generate right fit lead. If they're doing or not is something that you have to look at it. I mean, if there's something wrong, then you fix it. But yeah, it might take its own sweet time to convert the Google search ads. But they're definitely
So
more
the lead,
on it. Yeah.
So the lead is like a footfall inside the mall, but right fit lead is when a consumer actually walks into a store and buys something, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Someone who
Vishal, your thoughts on this? Absolutely, yeah. Vishal, your thoughts on this?
Okay. I think that most of the points are covered by Ankit, and you said
No problem.
nothing much to add over it, but he was like on the point on to do that. And yeah, but yeah, obviously Google paid ads like run differently for different kind of campaigns. So maybe that is a takeaway. Like you need to ensure that you are running the correct set of ads before you say, okay, Google paid ads always generate leads. Yeah. So yeah.
Correct. Okay, we move to the next one, and this is, I think, really a very big myth. SEO is a one-time project. Who wants to take the question?
Oh yeah.
Oh, the silence.
Ankit should take this. He has like good experience on this.
I'll start with that. So I mean, no, because once you have optimized your website and stopped and come here like page 1 and even position 1, your competitors just starting up. They are looking at your listing. They are saying they are number 1, and they are telling their agency and their internal team, I want to beat them. So it cannot be a one-time project.
Last mover advantage.
Last mover advantage, absolutely. And actually, the game has moved a lot when it comes to SEO. SEO is essentially now that build a lot of good quality, useful content, and then do everything right in terms of tech, and then you will win the game. And the literal way of kind of beating a very good ranking competitor is look at the content game that they have done, what has worked well for them, make a list of it, and outdo them. So once you have done it and you are at number 1, somebody is taking notes and giving it to their team of writers saying, outdo them in terms of content and all that. So it is definitely not a one-time project, Rahul. It will maybe the tech part of it is in the first quarter it will be done, but the big game is really the content, quality content, and it's an ongoing project.
Yeah, I would like to add on to what Ankit said, and he brought up the topic of content, right? So there's a good case study which an entrepreneur, e-com entrepreneur, put up on Twitter himself. He shared the entire journey, like how he went from 35,000 USD buying a business for 35,000 USD to convert it into a 35 million USD e-commerce brand. And that brand, if you like, you would be amazed, like how can this brand be like 35 million USD brand? So it was a dog ramp. So that's it. That ramp that helps the dog to go from like sofa to down the floor. But he used a lot of content about like he's the proponent of dogs and everything. So he published a lot of content around that thing and did a lot of SEO around that. So whenever people were searching about their dogs, like, why is my dog behaving like this? Why am I doing this? Like, they ended up being like that onto his content, and then they were like sucked into his content, and then they were like, just purchase that dog ramp. That's it. I mean, so
Wow.
that was just a way of like, and he said like, I went from 35,000 USD, I purchased that business from someone, I bought it for like 35,000 USD and converted into a $35 million brand just on the basis of SEO content and
Wow.
doing this.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. That brings me to the next question. And this question is, honestly, personally, I used to really believe that email marketing is dead. Primarily because I hate if anyone looks at my phone, they would see some 1.5 lakh unread emails. That made me feel that email marketing is dead. But when I look back into my credit card statements, I realized that I was spent on so many workshops, so many products I ended up buying, and everything actually came from email marketing. Ankit, your take on that?
Yeah, Rahul. I mean, we're a big proponent of email marketing. For e-commerce brands, we tell them you need to have a e-commerce email presence on e-commerce, and we set up their Klaviyo or Drip or some of the platforms that are popular. They're mostly Klaviyo and all that. And we see, speaking about numbers, in the beginning around 9 to 10% of the revenue, and going ahead even 20 to 25% of the revenue coming just from email marketing. So brand which were like 40 lakh,
Wow.
I mean, from 5 lakh to 10 lakh revenue a month is coming from email marketing. So it's not that. It's
That's huge.
very much alive and
Huge.
kicking and it's dancing actually. So yeah, we love email marketing. It's very, very good for us. I think
Vishal,
we kind of combine it with now messenger marketing and all that, but email marketing working very well. Although you're also right, Rahul, all these emails that are lying dead in your inbox, they deserve their place there, because most agencies and most brands are doing it very badly. If you actually do it that, then nobody will open it. And if you connect it to the point that Vishal made about content, delivering content, if you can deliver a content, not just a deal all the time, then people have a reason to open your email. And that is how you get them to
absolutely.
open your email, and that's how you get them to click on your email, and that's how you get them to buy from the click on your email. So yeah, I think
Yeah,
email marketing is very good.
I think these two companies, Swiggy and Zomato, these two companies have really set the benchmarks. You come what may, you end up opening their emails because of the way
Absolutely.
they author their subject lines here. It's really kick-ass. Vishal, any concluding thoughts on this topic? Email marketing is dead, or should we move to the next one?
No, it's not dead. So so the point over here, why it is not dead and why it is so important is like, because the biggest problem with e-commerce brands and D2C brand is like, people usually purchase it for once and then you don't have like a subscription thing where you come back and again. Email is the only way that you can like get them back onto your website, onto your app, or something like that, right? So the fact that you can help in the entire customer journey through email marketing, like if they've added on the cart and then you have to get them back, if they have they've purchased it, but after 3 months, you know that the product might be over and then you have to get them back. So that is why the entire customer journey, email marketing fits in. And if you set those things correctly, like if you are able to like identify like, how does my entire journey, buyer journey looks like, and then you set up those drip campaigns correctly, you're obviously going to see a lot of ROI coming from them. So it's a matter of using them rather than saying email marketing is dead just because we have 1 lakh emails in the inbox.
Awesome. So of audience, whoever who believe that email marketing is dead, or whoever who really wants to exploit this subject called as email marketing, please feel free to get in touch with Ankit and Vishal. They are the experts on that. Yeah. With this question, we almost moved the finished the first half of our session. We move to the second one, and that's more and that's more to do with the targeting part and the dilemma part. Okay. So we move to the targeting part. Uh, this is the question, honestly. So last year I was teaching students at NMIMS, Nasimoni Institute of Management Studies, and there was a batch in which there were students from family businesses, and this was a most common question that everyone had, rather a concern everyone had, that when I am going to join my father's business, my father feels that internet pe sab log hain. It's too difficult to reach out to a specific kind of audience, especially if I have a very clearly defined audience. Ankit, Vishal, please go for your answer.
Sure. So Rahul, I think I've heard a different kind of version of this. It comes from small businesses, and they say हमारा business different है. हमारे लोग internet, हमारा audience internet पे नहीं है. ठीक है?
Absolutely.
So, the same thing you're talking about, and you'll hear about this over and over and over again. See, the thing is, there are like very few mass media which have become as big as Google or Facebook have. Okay, there is, I mean, one brand. So there is TV which is big, but we don't watch the same channel here as we watch it down south. Forget about US and all that, right? So everybody's there. So it's a mass market reach channel. So if you want to do broad targeting, you can do broad targeting. But you then have all this layering of interest targeting, demographic targeting, even behavior targeting, which you don't have on other platforms, right? I can literally run an ad just to iPhone users. I can literally run an ad just to iPhone users who are traveling a lot. I can run an ad to iPhone users who have an anniversary in the next 30 days. So this level of targeting is very niche. It's not just broad. You want to go broad, you can go broad. And there is a different kind of study that works there. Because as I said, Facebook and Google both are now machine learning algorithms. But if you want to go niche, you can go really, really, really niche. I can literally target everyone who has clicked on the shop now button on another ad in the last 30 days. And the person has to be from Mumbai, and the person is using iPhone 13, and the person has traveled in the last 30 days. This level of targeting, it's not broad, it's hyper targeted right now. And we actually do this kind of targeting, and we see very good results there. So no, I mean, not true. Definitely, we can do a lot more granular targeting in digital, far more granular than offline.
Perfect. Vishal, your thoughts?
Yeah, so these thought process might be coming because they have not seen that audience on the platform. That is why they feel like, okay, it's audience not there. But if you spend some time on Instagram, Facebook, and if you do those searches, you would be able to know that there are so many small communities based on those niches which have like now come up. So what Ankit was talking about, you can identify the keywords by which they can relate, and then you can specifically target them. So it might feel like they have not identified like how whether they have exist or not, but in case if you still have this thought process, there are communities online. You cannot think of like there is a tattoo community, there's a different kind of communities based on the kind of audience that you can think of. So try to find those, and then you can get a performance marketer to target those communities and doing it. So yeah.
Perfect. My next myth is actually an extension of this myth, and this is the most commonly abused phrase. Only the youngsters use social media. So what is the use of digital marketing when I would not be able to reach everyone? Now, while on one side it looks very counterintuitive to the first point, but this is one of the very popular myths. Vishal, your take?
Yeah. So I think so. COVID has changed this. Nowadays, my grandmother asked to online se kya order kiya. So, so she also knows the Amazon packages are coming, and now she knows like, okay, there is a way I can get something at home of my need, and then if she wants it, she can get it right away. So I think so. We have seen like a change, a lot of change, and there was a report that came out by Statista that said like about 50% of 40 plus have actually purchased from online, and that's a big number. 50% plus is a very big number. But also we need to identify, like when Facebook came out, that was 2007. We have become old, so we are the youngsters that we are referring to, and we are still on Facebook and Google and Instagram. So it's actually what has happened is like, even if they are not there, but the children are there. So they ask their children, like, can I get this product? And what do children do? They go to Amazon, they go to Google search, and then they do it. So Kunal Shah actually said it very well, that every home now has a CTO which decides in a split second whether your brand would work or not. And that CTO is 13 years old child who has a mobile phone in his hand, right? So that decides whether your brand would work or not. So you should not think of this exists or not, or this media does not exist, because it might not exist on your dashboard, but they exist, and they ask their children to do it and get their needs done. So and that's how you can know, like, how you can get to these people, and how you can get them. I mean, social commerce like Meesho have actually empowered lots of household women just to do that digital marketing on WhatsApp, and reach out to, like, their network, and do it. So yeah.
Correct. So yes, I agree. This COVID has been instrumental in changing a lot of behaviors, but in general, also, if you see, like any other product, even social media, these social media platforms have their own life cycle journey, right? When I started on social media, obviously, as you rightly said, that was the time when I used to be falling in the bracket of youth, right? I grew old, and then when I grew old, the laggards or the laggards from my category, like my parents, they came on Facebook. So like any other product life cycle, I think that's how social media also evolves, right?
Yeah.
Ankit, your thoughts?
Yeah, 100% Rahul. I mean, someone who's in his 50s now have been using social media for 10 years now. Someone even 40, they've been using social media since their mid-20s and all that. So I think, I mean, there are everybody, probably somebody who's in 70s might not be, but if your audience is between the age group of, 10 right up till like 60, I think they are on social media. A big part of that are on social media.
Social media, yeah. True.
Yeah, there was a popular joke that when my father joined Facebook, I wrote WTF. Father asked me, "What is WTF?" I said, "Welcome to Facebook."
Good save.
It is,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
Okay. I'll move to the next one. Next couple of questions. Obviously, Ankit, you also, whatever point of view that you have, please add to it. Vishal, these questions specifically, I would want you to
Okay.
respond. First is, retargeting is creepy. Honestly, as a consumer, when I see, and the way Ankit said that people who are using iPhone 13 who travel frequently, if this kind of information is going out, obviously as a consumer, I really feel that retargeting is very creepy. What's your opinion on that?
I think so. It might feel creepy, but at the end, it's like how good that targeting has become. Like, you were talking on some other social media channel, the Facebook pixel is there installed on your system that is picking up all these signals, and then is able to say, okay, you want to go Goa. You were just talking about on this thing, and you were searching flights. Let's give you those tickets to go, and then send you over there. So it might feel creepy. It might feel that way. Maybe Apple is also like saying, I'm not going to allow apps to track and everything, and that's why Facebook data source services are going down. But in a sense,
Apple's ad revenues are going up.
Apple's ad revenue are going up, but in a certain sense, if done correctly, it is a way to generate your recurring revenue. I was talking to a very big digital marketer who runs a digital marketing institute out of Bombay, and his first advice to me when I was talking about like an e-commerce brand that we were starting, and his first call to me, and he said, dude, do retargeting from the day one. I mean, that
Okay.
I still remember. I still remember that sentence that he said to me, and he runs a digital marketing institute in Bombay, and like he's doing very well. So he said to me, like, do retargeting from day one, because that's how you need 5 to 6 points to connect to consumer to get them to convert. So what Ankit has said, you can get down to those levels but you need retargeting to reach out to these people and do it. And for the consumers, it might feel creepy, but at the end, it's not that creepy altogether, because they're looking for that solution at the end. Yeah.
So do you think it ends up making the targeting so sharp that it even helps the consumer to make the choice, the purchase decision more precisely?
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, you have to be cognizant of the fact that you are retargeting, and your ad should be very subtle in that sense. You should not say, I saw you just checked out my website. I mean, that is not the way to retarget retarget the customers.
Yeah,
So we have
clearly.
seen that
Yeah.
ads coming in like they say, I saw you were just checking out my email. I mean, what the hell does that even mean? If you're but that is creepy. That is creepy. So just be cognizant of the fact that when you're retargeting, you're just placing it over there. Hey, dude, I'm here. Here I am. Like that sort of thought process going
Yeah.
Be
into it.
creepy, but don't tell them that you are being creepy.
Yes.
That works. That always works.
Fair. Yeah. Perfect. So we move to the next one.
Sure.
Yeah.
What should I optimize? What should I optimize my website or storefront?
Storefront from. Yeah, I have a good story to tell. So this is from a Chroma store. So because e-commerce are like very much inclined to like what happens at the ground and in the retail outlets, right? So at the Chroma stores, suddenly there was a person who just checked out with like hundreds of bags, and that he just went out, and the manager came running and asked the cashier, like, who was the sales guy for this thing, like and then the cashier said to him, sir, this is the new guy that he came, was there a problem, like he this was a new guy who joined yesterday, and he handled that client altogether, who was just carrying the 100 bags altogether. So but like, make him sales manager from tomorrow. And the cashier was like, no sir, he's an intern, he's like starting out. But then, like, okay, why are you saying like we should make him the manager altogether? But then that person who just left with 100 bags just came for one USB cable. So this person was able to upsell that guy into, like, when he went outside from the store, he was like carrying like multiple things, and he was like 10 different things, and 100 and he was like billing like almost 10-30x. So when you think of your website, what you should optimize for is you should optimize for your average order value. I mean, each and every traffic that comes onto the website is important, because if you're able to convert like a $500 500 rupees invoice into 1,000, into like 2,000, that's when you see your revenues going up from the same traffic source. So when you're optimizing a website for, this is what you should look for. When you're optimizing your campaigns for, you should look for, like, whenever people are clicking on it, my overall average order value is keep on going up. When you are making new decisions, or like, what is the next product that I want to add, this is what you should look for. So that story is so important and relevant, because people get traffic, but people don't get the conversion. And how you upsell to these things is how you optimize the website for. So that's my take. That's my take. Yeah, back to you, Rahul or Ankit, if you would like to add on to anything on that. Yeah.
So I think
Ankit, you want to add something?
Sure. I think for sales, for purchases, definitely AOV was interesting. What I usually like to do is I like to break down this audience into two different kind of audience. One is the past purchasers, and one is the new audience. So for the new audience, what I'm saying is that he should just make a purchase, even if it's a small purchase. Once he is a purchaser, then I'm able to cross-sell on many things. But what Vishal says is a very important thing, that on the checkout experience, you should make sure that there are ample opportunities to upsell, so that the AOV is good right off the bat. But as I said, I usually want to kind of break down these two different segments of audience, and then kind of optimize for that. The first audience is just for purchase. The second audience is primarily for upselling and all that. So yeah, purchases and AOV, in my opinion.
Nice, very clearly explained. Yeah, we move to the next one.
Sure.
And that's the last section for the evening. Primarily the dilemmas that have ended up creating myths amongst the performance marketers. Okay, traffic is more important than conversion.
This is
Vishal?
what Vishal said about.
I think so. We have covered that. But I mean, if we have to recap everything from what we have learned today and from what has happened, like traffic is not a problem. Traffic is there, but traffic is not a problem. Getting traffic onto your website is not a problem. The problem is the conversion, how it happens. So yeah, if you would like to, in the cognizant of time, if you would like to sum it up and do the same, yeah.
Perfect. Ankit, any concluding thoughts on this, or we can move ahead?
No, I mean, he's absolutely right about it. We need traffic that converts, right? Or conversion की जगह ये होना चाहिए. If I run an ad which says that iPhone 14 for 20,000 rupees only for 1 hour, I'll get a lot of traffic there, right? But you'll not be able to deliver there. And then you'll say, no, मैं तो उल्लू बना रहा था, मुझे तो कुछ और बेचना है. You can't do that. Okay, so traffic that converts is what matters. So yeah.
Got it. Let's go to the next dilemma, which is you just need a lot of content regardless of quality. So basically, a typical debate of quantity versus quality. Honestly, my personal take on this, like at the end of the day, whatever that we are doing on digital, it's just a change in the medium. At the end of the day, communication, sales pitch, everything stays same, right? You need to have an authority. You need to be relevant. And doesn't matter how much you can manipulate those algorithms, but as long as you are true to these two things, and these two things are absolutely qualitative parameters according to me. Your thoughts, guys?
So I think you're right about this now. Now, where this came from is 15 years back, it was such that the content quantity mattered more than quality from the SEO perspective. Okay, 15 even 20 years back, when Google said write a lot of stuff and use these keywords, right? So keyword stuffing used to happen and all that. Now, even the algorithms are smart to understand the quality. They are, because Google Analytics use कर रहे हो आप, तो उनको ये भी पता है लोग average time कितना बिता रहे हैं आपके website पे. So they can tell that your website is producing high quality content or not. If it is, a lot of people are coming. If it is, a lot of people are linking to that, etc., etc. If it is, then a lot of people are clicking on it on the search engine, etc. Right? So all of these signals from the algorithm perspective also, Rahul, they have cracked now. So now though there's no question. I mean, you have to write a lot of high quality content. So अभी दोनों करने पड़ेंगे. If not, then you can't write bad content. You write once per month, but you write high quality content. But of course, you'll be lagging behind those people who are writing 4 times per month, but high quality content. But quality तो high रहनी चाहिए, because the days when it didn't matter is like 15 years back.
So basically, it's not about quality. It's not about making a choice between quality or quantity. It has to be both, right?
Yeah, high quality content as much as you can write. But yeah, between the two, if you have to pick one, quality, you pick quality, and then you go with, once you've set the quality, then you start working on increasing the frequency and hence the quantity, right? So first pick quality, and then you look at keeping the same quality. Can I increase the frequency, which will mean a more quantity?
Got it. Vishal?
Yeah, I would like to add one more point, that said, there are certain kind of content, like top of the funnel content and the bottom of the funnel content, and the middle of the funnel content. So but in a simple sense, what it means is like, when we say top of the funnel, we only understand like the person is inclined to do it, but he is still making a buying decision whether they want to buy it off or not. And the bottom of the funnel content is like when he's like, okay, deciding like how to take it forward. So bottom of the funnel content is usually like reviews, comparisons, and they're doing it like making the final purchase when they want to do it. Top of the funnel is like, what is out there? What is the gift that I can give, or anything like that. So you need a mixture of like at every stage of that content, because it could be happen like you might be writing a lot of top of the funnel content, and that is why you're not seeing the conversion, because you're not giving that middle of the funnel content or the bottom of the funnel content, which is helping them make a decision. Like whenever they are ready, they want to purchase that sofa or purchase that thing over there whenever they are ready. So at that time you need both sort of content which would help them. So that is a point that I would like. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Vishal. Thank you so much. the audience right now might be consuming this particular webinar on their mobile phone, or they might be consuming it on their desktop. That's my next question. Does mobile marketing works better, or desktop marketing works better? What works harder? Basically, what gives you better return for your buck?
Okay. So Ankit, you want to take that, or I have a take on it?
Sure, go ahead.
Vishal, go ahead.
So mobile marketing is what gets you at the top of the funnel. You would see a lot of orders at the end coming at the desktop marketing, because when their people are mobile, they want to consume the content, like what it is all about. But they are like, okay, when I go home, I will purchase this. So you might have the same person, but you might have like him scrolling through your website and doing it on the mobile. But at the end, they would go home, they would go to your desktop or the laptop, they would log into your website, and then they would make the purchase because they want the bank transaction to happen. So desktop is always better than the mobile. So that is why it's different, but you need both in that sense, because your mobile experience would tell them whether they want to invest and again go back to the desktop and make that purchase or not. So that is where it could be a make or break for them. So that's my take on mobile marketing or the desktop marketing. Yeah.
Okay. I have actually a slightly different take here. So so what Vishal said, I had heard about the strategy and a case study, but that case study and strategy were both in the United States. And in United States, a huge population is still on desktop. I'm not sure, but I think around 50% of people are accessing internet from, so of all the traffic, around 50 or 40% is still from desktop. In India, only 10% is from desktop. So what happens is, this guy, what he started doing was, he was bringing a lot of traffic from mobile, which is cheap traffic, which is top of the funnel, and then retargeting it on desktop, right? Now, interestingly, I tried that, and it didn't work for me in India, because in India, I couldn't get enough number of people to retarget on desktop, because once they checked out the entire product, hardly anyone is going to desktop now to look at things, right? Again, it will also depend on the kind of category of products. So mine was, I'm talking about mostly fashion and cosmetics and these category of products. And of course, the entire idea about B2B, which will primarily happen on desktop only. And even for the top of the funnel, the search happens on desktop. But here I was facing a big challenge. All these people who were checking the website out on mobile, they were not going on their desktop once they are home. And in fact, if I'm able to retarget them on the mobile itself, then I was getting a lot of kind of checkouts there. So I tested this strategy for a good month or so, about probably a year and a half back, and then I actually let it go. While I know this is working really well in the West, because of the difference between mobile and desktop. So, and of course, once the B2B client comes to us, then we start testing, running campaigns on desktop, and they work fantastically well, because people, they're in office, they're on their office computer, and then they're searching for a B2B product and all, and then it works. So yeah, that's my take on that.
So basically, whatever that you do, essentially, it needs to be, even if you are doing something which is very targeted towards the desktop marketing, it needs to be mobile responsive. That's for sure, right?
Absolutely. That is it. Yeah.
Okay. So last question. Any guesses what that question could be? The classic debate: likes or leads. Whoa. What should you chase?
Rahul, you tell us.
Yeah, honestly, most of my career was always in B2C marketing. So I never thought like the way I've been forced to think in last 1 year. Okay, because in last 1 year at Shipyaari, being a B2B brand, we have no option but to think leads, and obviously with guidance from people like Ankit, you, and Vishal, I had to switch my hat genuinely. Okay. As a B2C marketer, I always thought that if I'm able to create that kind of brand love, my job is done, and it should convert into a sale. But in case of B2B, it's definitely leads. But still, I feel that again it's about without creating a brand love, would you be able to create a lead? That's a big question. I don't have the right answer, honestly. It's a dilemma that I also have. But I feel again, you can't make a choice between the two. It has to be a combination.
Okay, I have a kind of a mathematical answer to that. Okay,
Okay.
I look at everything as a statistic. Okay, now here is my statistic for you. If you take 10,000 people who have liked but not filled in the lead form, and then you take 10,000 people who have filled in the lead form but not liked, and then you make an offer to them, the leads will convert at a higher percentage. It's just
Correct.
statistics,
Correct.
right? So
Absolutely.
my theory, mathematical theory here is that you map the engagement actions on a spectrum. The highest level of engagement is purchase, खरीद लिया. उससे एक लेवल पहले है चेकआउट, आगे तक आ गया, कार्ड भी डालने वाला था, उससे एक स्टेप पहले है ऐड टू कार्ड, ठीक है. एंड देन एक स्टेप पहले भी विल बी लीड, और मे बी लीड आपको वो सब्सक्राइब कर दिया ईमेल, वो भी लीड ही हो गया. एंड उससे एक स्टेप पहले फेसबुक इंगेज. तो फेसबुक इंगेज वाला ना लीड से एक स्टेप पहले 100%. एंड इन टेस्ट आफ्टर टेस्ट वी हैव सीन दैट अगर मैं लीड को करता हूँ वर्सेस लाइक वाले को करता हूँ, अलग से मैंने ऑडियंस बना के टेस्टिंग भी की हुई है, तो लीड वाला ज्यादा कन्वर्ट होता है. मैं लाइक वाले को भी करता हूँ, बट आई नो इधर पे मेरे को ये बिड करना है, इधर पे मुझे ये बिड करना है. एंड इसी तरह अगर मैं एड टू कार्ड लेवल पे ले आऊँ या फिर एडेड पेमेंट इन्फो में कार्ड भी लगा दिया बस खरीदा नहीं, उधर पे ले आता हूँ, तो द परसेंटेज गो हायर एंड हायर एंड हायर. तो इन एवरीथिंग दैट वी डू आई लुक एट इट, इफ ये जो कोहोर्ट ऑफ यूजर्स है, अ वर्ड विच विशाल देवरी विल लव अ लॉट, इस कोहोर्ट ऑफ यूजर्स के कन्वर्ट होने के चांसेस क्या हैं. एंड तो एक कोहोर्ट हो गया लाइक्स का, एक कोहोर्ट हो गया लीड्स का. So this is how I look at it, and this is how I make the judgment here. So in my opinion, likes is one step before lead, and lead is more towards conversions and all that on a one continuous spectrum.
Got it. Got it. Vishal, your thoughts?
Leads.
That's some clarity.
Leads, get me leads. You will like me. I know. So,
I agree.
So, you will like me, but get me leads first. So yeah.
When in doubt, go with leads.
Yes, when in doubt, go with leads. I mean, yeah.
That's fairly clear. So, guys, that brings us to the end of this thing. I think I would just want Vishal and Ankit to kind of summarize in 2 or 3 crisp points. What are the key watchouts whenever you look for creating a performance marketing campaign for yourself?
Okay.
Vishal?
Yeah. Conversions, average order value, product promise. These are the 3 things that we always look for, and the relevancy. So when we say that, it's like, whatever you're saying that your product would do, will it fulfill that promise? If yes, are you targeting the correct customers? If yes, are they converting? If yes, are you getting repeat orders? So these are the few things that you can take it right away, and then you will be able to like make your campaigns as in when you like, and scale them up. So yeah.
Awesome. Ankit?
Keep an eye
Now,
on
final words of wisdom.
Keep an eye on your conversion rate. Keep an eye on your audience. Create a lot of creative and copy. That is very important now. Not just from the brand perspective, from the performance perspective also. Do a lot of tests. Figure out what is working, what is not working, and keep an eye on, again, conversion rate, as well as what Vishal said, average order value.
Got it. Guys, we'll just take a couple of more minutes. There are a few questions that have come from the audience.
Nice.
Yeah. The first one is from Angelo from Kochi. How to handle negative review on social media if customer can't be reached?
The customer can't be reached. Okay. All right. So, I mean, first of all, you can understand and do a critical review in the sense like, whatever he has said in that context, can you do something about it and change it? And you can reply to them like, okay, we take your feedback and this is how we have changed it. So even if someone sees that negative review, you can, there is a digital presence that said, okay, we replied and we fixed that issue. So in case the customer, you're not able to reach out to customer, but do drop a message to them and say, okay, we tried to reach you, but whenever you see this message, please reach out to us. And this is how we have fixed your problem, and do it. So whenever they open, they would see, okay, I was heard, and my things were heard, and then he or she might reach out to you at the later stage. Yeah.
Yeah. The next one is from Vikash from Noida. How can performance marketing help in customer retention? Ankit?
In a big way. Customer retention, we can do through retargeting also. We can do through what we were discussing, email marketing, messenger marketing, and all of these things. So you have to look at what do you think performance marketing is. Is it running ads, or is it kind of the entire spectrum of things, which includes retention marketing? And in retention marketing, you can create automatic email flow. You can create manual email campaigns, as well as bringing WhatsApp messenger marketing, SMS marketing, and now even Facebook Messenger marketing. So you can reach out to them again, give them more information about your product, tell them about the special deals. What we sometimes do is that before the launch of a product on the website, we talk to these people who have already bought from us, essentially customers, and go back to them and listen, this is going to drop next week, right? How do you like this? Do you want to actually have a good deal on this? We are giving 20% off. And even before that, sometimes we are thinking of launching this next quarter, right? Between these two, which one do you think is the good one? So improve their engagement by retargeting channels. And if they're engaged, then once you actually drop a deal, your take rate will be much higher. So keep them engaged, the customers. Don't reach out to them only when your sales are down. And then, oh, my sales are down, I need to actually run an email campaign for 20% off. Some people do this, a lot of people
Got it.
But don't just keep them hanging. Keep reaching out to them with different kind of content.
So it's almost like you should approach them in an always on kind of approach, and obviously that is going to help you retain them better, right?
Actually, Rahul, there was some international marketer. He said the job of your business is to reach out to your customers or prospects once a week. That is the job of your business. He said if you do this well, then everything will be taken care of. So you have to think of interesting content and send it to them something every week. And not the same ad running continuously. That is different. Something different, something new every week. So
I think we need to discuss it at length for sure. Right?
Sure.
The next one is from Saurabh Joshi from Ahmedabad. An interesting ad / copy or a discount offer. What will bring more traffic to our website? Vishal, you want to attempt?
Okay. Sir, you can get the traffic, but please get them to convert. Ad copy, I mean, I think so there's a way of if like people can see the different ad copies that the competitors are running at nowadays. So do you have those resources or right away? Like, do you remember that?
How Facebook
does
Ads library and LinkedIn
yes.
also library.
So, so maybe you can have a look at those libraries and get some ideas. Even sometimes Canva also gives out good templates into like understanding like these are the structure that you want to keep. And a performance marketer can deeply help you about like based on the proposition and how to place your entire ads in a manner like so that it does not feel like you're just doing it for the sake of 20% off. So people get you can offer 20% off, but it has to be a genuine 20% off because people come to know that you increased your prices and then you're offering a 20% off. So just be cognizant of that fact, and that is a negative publicity that you would see coming onto it. Like, okay, it was like 4,000 rupees. Suddenly you are like selling it for 5,000, and then you're saying 20% off now. So that is it. Just be truthful about like whatever you're doing. Yeah.
Perfect. The last one for the day, Manisha from Hyderabad, and it's actually the most. It's actually a buzz phrase. I call it abuse phrase. How important it is to be seen in the first page of Google.
From a traffic perspective, a lot. See, it's a traffic strategy, plain and simple. When somebody searches for the category keyword, not a brand keyword. If your brand keyword is there, then you should be on the first page. But if somebody is searching for your category keyword, and if you're there, then people will click on your website, they'll come there, and you will not have to pay Google and Facebook for those clicks. So from that perspective, it's a very good one, obviously.
But they won't let you do that without you spending money with them, right?
No, she's essentially talking about SEO. I mean, if you do SEO, that is literally what SEO does. If you do it well, then you can be actually seen on the first page. And you're right. If you're not, then the way around do this is running ads. which will actually show on the top of even the organic results. So you do that. But if you have kind of invested in content over the years, over the last 5-7 years, which have resulted in you being on the first page, then you can get thousands of likes in a month and not pay for that. I mean, think about it. If you get like maybe 2,000 clicks from Google organic search, and then on an average, maybe a Google search click can cost you around what, 20 rupees. Then you have all these 40,000 rupees worth of, my math is right? Yeah, 40,000 worth of data which is coming in, which you're not paying for that. It can even be more. It can be in lakhs. So you can actually invest it in something else. So just as a traffic strategy, it is good. The second is as a brand strategy, that I put something, and the first thing that comes is somebody puts in a category name, and your brand comes in first. That's also a big boost to the brand, that your brand actually came in first. But that works alongside of the traffic strategy. That first is what you're getting the traffic, and then people say, okay, this is also the first one. So they're definitely a prominent player in this field. So yeah, very important.
Yeah, and actually, this sounds almost like let's create a viral video, or let's make a super hit film. Obviously, everyone wants to be on the first page, but for that you need to make your performance marketing really perform very well, right?
Yeah.
Right,
yeah.
Vishal?
Yeah, absolutely.
So we conclude this session, guys. Thank you so very much. I hope the audience had a good takeaway from both the experts, whatever that they had to contribute. Thank you so much. We'll continue with our Yaari Academy. Watch out for this space. Thank you so much.